I'm Diana Falzone for 4 SciTech, where we cover 4 hot SciTech topics in just 4 minutes. A father did not miss out on the birth of his child. He was able to be there virtually with Samsung's Gear virtual reality headset. Katie, is this the way of the future?
I think given the choice, you should probably be there for the birth of your child. But I guess this is a good plan B. He had a work commitment or something like that.
He was in the coal mining or something.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is a good alternative. I think virtual reality is great technology. It's been used for gaming, but I think we'll see that there's a lot of different kinds of uses in the years to come.
Mm-hmm. You know what, I've got to say, like, if this was me, my wife would have killed me if I'd done this rather than being my daughter.
No work commitment is an excuse for her.
Yeah, no, there's not going to be any of that. But this is very, very cool technology, as Katie says. And I also think Samsung's doing some very genius things around PR by getting this type of story out there. You know, we've heard a lot about Apple lately, but Samsung's saying, look, you know, we're doing cool stuff too.
Yeah, I just hope he hit record. I mean, this everyone has home videos, right? And so this is sort of the next step in home video to me. Everyone wants to relive their greatest moments and the coolest moments in their lives. And why not do that in a virtual space? It just seems so obvious.
Well, it's definitely an innovative way, and it's a multi-purpose way of using this virtual reality headset, as you pointed out. Scientists are still hoping that the Philae comet lander will wake up. Michael, will it ever get up, or is it going to keep hitting the snooze button, so to speak?
I certainly hope it'll wake up. You know, a lot of people have worked really hard for more than 10 years to basically land this thing on a comet. And that in and of itself is a pretty incredible feat.
Absolutely.
I think that, you know, if it wakes up, the reward is so much greater, right? We can do the type of research that we were hoping to do and bring all of that data back to Earth. So, you know, I'm hoping for the best.
We've got like this March 20th window where, you know, it could wake up or not. I think the odds are against it now. I think the planet's going to be kind of a bit too cold, or the comet is going to be a bit too cold, but it's still an amazing achievement. I agree with you.
I don't know which way this is going to go, but is there betting on this, like sports betting, but for nerds, nerd betting? I think it would be fun. But I think it's a great scientific achievement either way.
It's important for people to realize exactly what we're trying to accomplish here, too. This comet is 300 million miles away from Earth. So that's pretty crazy that we've even been able to get that far. So we'll have to see by March 20th what happens. ISIS destroyed several historic artifacts at the Mosul Museum in Iraq, but Project Mosul is dedicated to replicating them using 3D printing. James, can you explain what's going on with
well, we
this?
all saw the video, like the terrible scenes of ISIS destroying these things. And so Project Mosul is a group which is going to crowdsource a lot of images of these items in the museum and basically look to rebuild them through 3D printing. Obviously, there's a big debate about how many of these items were actually replicas and how many were real. But still, I think it's an amazing use of the technology. And it's basically, it's tech giving us back our culture, I think.
And unfortunately, there was an attack today in Tunisia in another museum. So hopefully they can repair any damage with 3D printed technology again. It just amazes me how many uses there are from this, from food to medicine to architecture. There's a lot of different reasons to be using 3D
Even
printers.
makeup.
Yes, makeup.
Right, yeah, there's no doubt in my mind that the 3D printers can replicate these unique things, right? But it's a replica. It's ultimately not the original. So the reason why we cherish these relics is because they're handcrafted. They've survived hundreds of years. And there's something beautiful about that. And so whether we can replicate it or not, of course we can. But
well, the one statement is to ISIS is that you might be able to think you'll tear us down, but we will rebuild. A small town in West Virginia lies in the National Radio Free Zone. Surprised that actually exists. Residents say it's a welcome break from a tech-saturated society. Could you survive there, Michael?
Well, I don't know if I could survive there, but a few people that we interviewed in the most recent issue of Popular Science do live there. They suffer from something called EHS, which is electro-hypersensitivity. That basically means that they react poorly to wireless signals, whether it's a cell tower or a smartphone or Wi-Fi, and they have symptoms like headaches and dizziness and nausea. And so, you know, for them, I think it's a great decision. The World Health Organization doesn't recognize EHS as a disease or as a sickness. So the jury's still out on whether this is real, but I think for some people it works. Not for me, though.
That sounds worse than being allergic to chocolate to me. I couldn't even survive a flight last night without Wi-Fi, so I would not be able to survive in this town. But if they are suffering from this, I'm glad that there is a refuge for them.
I'm going to go down there on vacation. I like the idea of not being contactable for a few days, so I'm going to go and see this place.
Well, I don't know. It depends upon what career you're in. Because if you're in news, any kind of writing, or any kind of business, really, you have to be plugged in order to be efficient. So maybe these people just want to unplug from responsibility. Zing. I know, right? Burned a little. Now I know what we think. Tell us what you think on Twitter with the hashtag 4for4. And next week, we will read our favorite tweets. So keep them coming.